Let's go to Allie in Nashville. What's up, Allie?
Hey, Dr. John. It's so awesome to talk to you.
It's awesome to talk to you. You're in my neighborhood. You should have just come on down. What's up?
I actually drove by Ramsey Solutions just the other day. I was like, oh, it was Saturday, so you weren't there.
I wasn't there. Actually, I live here. My wife kicked me out, and so I live. Just kidding. She didn't. Hey, so what's up?
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I'm super nervous. I'm going to try to be direct, but I like to talk, so just cut me off whenever.
I like to talk too, so let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm struggling. I listen to your show a lot, and I really appreciate all that you do. I try to apply what you say to my life, and this is just one area where I'm just struggling with. You talk about, pictures that we have, and I had this picture of what I thought that Christmas was going to look like with a new baby and my family, and it doesn't feel like that's actually the reality of what my picture was, and I'm kind of grieving that. And I don't really know how to process it. I don't really know what the right thing for me to do, if I should lean into family, even though it's really difficult with a baby, or if I should kind of pull out a little bit and my husband and I kind of do our own tradition. I'm just kind of struggling.
What did you think it was going to look like, and what is reality?
Okay, well, I have an almost 4-month-old. He's the best. But it's been hard. He's very overstimulated, and I have a big family. And so we've had some family gatherings with him. We just recently did Thanksgiving, and it was not at all like I love Thanksgiving and being with my family, but I spent the entire Thanksgiving like in another room trying to soothe him because it was just too much for him. And I guess I imagined everybody passes the baby around, and it's his first Christmas, and I'm just proud mama in the corner. And the reality of it is that I am in a room by myself singing 99 bottles of milk on the wall to this child that just can't deal. And
Allie, beer, Allie. Milk is not going to solve your problems. Milk is not going to solve your problems. Hey, it's like, it's a bummer too. Did you get a bunch of advice for what you should be doing, and from rando uncles and aunts who know everything, and your parents especially?
They don't have any children. Yeah,
oh, yeah,
exactly.
Well, and your parents thought this would be when they show off how good of a job they did at parenting you by how well-behaved your kid is. And so they had to make up for your utter failures to control a 4-month-old, right? What a mess.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so what do you think is going to happen in Christmas? Are you just picturing a replay of what just went down at Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't want to do it.
Hey, I
feel guilty.
Okay. Perfect. You're right where you should be. Because this is, yes. If you didn't feel guilty, you would probably need to go see somebody immediately. Something would be malfunctioning, and I hate to use mechanized language, but there would be something wrong. You have to say, you're exhausted, number one. Your marriage, as good as it can be, is still wonky because it's all messed up and new now, right? Yeah. You're still trying to figure out what that is. It's in Nashville, so it's gray, and it's been cold and rainy, and then hot, and then rainy again, and cold. And then you just went through a holiday where you spent it bouncing a kid up and down who just pooped and yelled and ate on repeat. And so you missed it all. And then you've had this picture of it's going to be like this, like this, like this. And then your body says, hey, I'm out. Let's don't do that. And I think that might be right for you in this season. And you're going to feel super guilty because you want to be the kid that makes mom and dad happy. You've probably been a peacemaker for a lot of your life. You want to bring your kid around and not miss Christmas and yada, yada. You want all these things, but there's a reality to it. Or maybe there's a middle ground that's going to be, maybe we're going to lean into it for a little bit, but not all the way. So I really respect the fact that you're listening to your body right now and you're saying out loud, I don't want this. I don't want to experience again what I just went through. Good for you. That's huge. And that you're feeling guilty. Yes, you're right where you should be. So where does your family live? Where are they doing Christmas?
They're close.
Okay.
Most of them live in either Murfreesboro or Shelbyville, and Christmas is going to be in Shelbyville.
Okay, so for those of you listening, it's within an hour, right? Or an hour and a half. It's around. Is there a possibility that you say we're going to go for 3 hours and head out?
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking, okay, an hour drive there and 3 hours of being in a room with an upset child for maybe 15 minutes of FaceTime with everybody, and then an hour back. I guess I'm just kind of already, I don't want to say resenting, but I think I'm already resenting that.
Are you resenting that, or are you resenting the fact that you're going to go all the way out there and your baby's not going to cooperate?
Yes.
That's a different proposition, because then you're not resenting them. You're just, I don't even think you're at resentment now. Resentment is when you hope somebody else's life isn't going well. I think you're just frustrated and sad and mad and frustrated and sad and mad and frustrated on loop. And that's super okay, because life with a 4-month-old is super frustrating. I remember thinking my 4-year-old was going to be like, we were going to be playing spades. We were going to be playing cards, like playing Texas Hold'em. And it was just like a lump that crapped all the time. And I just remember being frustrated so much more than I thought I was going to be. And then I had to say the obligatory, oh, it's the best thing ever. It was hard. And then I didn't know who my wife was. All that was hard. I think you'll regret not going for a few minutes. Now, if you were telling me you're going to travel 4 hours or 6 hours or 8 hours, I think it would be super fair to say, hey, this year, just not a good year. Like, we've got a newborn. We're still figuring things out. This won't be a good year. We'll FaceTime everybody and we'll do all that. But I'm exhausted and this isn't a good year. Being within an hour, I think long term, like a 6 hour, half day, yes, is going to be a pain. But I think that you'll regret not doing that. That's just my opinion.
There's a little bit more than that. There's actually like 3 or 4 family gatherings over the span of Christmas Eve and Christmas.
Let's reframe that. Different groups of your family are going to get together for multiple times. You're not.
Yes. And that's, I guess, where I'm at, is the big group is getting together. And I feel like that's the time I don't know, because I feel like that's going to be the most not in tune with my family that I'm going to be. I feel like the smaller groups with my parents and then my mom and my little sister separately and then my grandparents, those I'm looking forward to, because I feel like there's less people, there's less stimuli, and
then go to those.
There's more understanding.
Then go to those. Yeah. Here's the beautiful thing about the moment you're in. You get to choose.
I just don't want to make the wrong choice or have people feel like, because I opted out of one family gathering one time, that they're going to opt out in the future.
You can't control. Well, you might opt out in the future. You can't control how other adults respond to your boundaries. You can't control how other adults respond to what you need in a particular season. And right now, you've got a 4-month-old who doesn't do well in big groups, and you've got people without kids who love giving information about what you should be doing to raise this kid. And it's not a good environment. So cool. We're going to take a year. I think in 20 years, you're going to wish you had that photo, but you're also going to have multiple opportunities for small group get-togethers, like you just mentioned, and maybe those are going to be better situated. And since you're close, you can make that call. That sounds great. Here's the meta here. I don't think there's a wrong. There's only a wrong if you allow it to be wrong. In 10 years, you might really wish, I wish I'd just gone. But then you can remember back and say, yeah, it wasn't going to happen that year. I'm all good. I made the best decision for me at the time.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does.
And this is the worst part of having kids. It's the worst. It's the worst.
It's sad because, like, I don't blame my kid because he's a baby.
He's a baby.
I just didn't imagine it was going to be like this.
But you're blaming yourself. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't blame you. You're a new mom. And you're practicing this. And missing the big shindig is going to cause all, oh my gosh. Great, guys. I'm going to see you like in 2 days.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen on this one. What's your husband think?
He pretty much 100% agrees with you. He's very, well, we're just going to tell him we're not coming. And I'm like, no, we have to find
No,
the perfect way
Allie,
to
you married a hero. I need a hero. You married him. You married him.
I know. He's the best.
He sounds like he's the best just off this one thing. Yeah, here's what I want you to do. A couple of things. I want you to be very specific about here's what I wanted. Okay. And if you're a real gangster, you'll take half an hour when your baby's asleep and you're not dozing off, and you'll write this down. Here's what I wanted. And I want you to write it down, be very, very specific. And then I want you to write down why you wanted it this way. Did you want to do it because you wanted to show off baby? Because you wanted pictures for 20 years from now? Because you wanted to prove to everybody, see, I made it, or I did it. Like, be very specific. Why did you actually care about this? Because this is just the way this is supposed to be. My mom wanted me there. Like, be very specific about it. And then be super clear about what is.
Yeah.
What is, right? With no judgments. This is the reality. We just did Thanksgiving. Baby gets overstimulated. We have a lot of loud, wild family. It's just not going to be a good situation for any of us. It took 4 days to get baby resettled again and back in routine. It's just not a fight I want to have during the holidays. Not our first Christmas together with our new family that's starting off. And I want you to be very clear on this one thing I'm going to put in front of you. You get to decide to choose joy or misery moving forward.
You don't think that there's any like, I guess I'm worried also about, well, because, and maybe this is irrational, because your little nephew didn't come to Christmas, we don't have as close of a connection with him as we could have.
I mean, that's BANANAS for a 4-month-old. Here's what the greatest gift you can give to a 4-month-old is a mom who's got peace. Mm-hmm. And baby is going to take a lot of cues from mom. Not all, but a lot. So a mom who's not stressed will, generally speaking, directionally speaking, have a baby who's less stressed. A mom who is at peace, who is having joy, will have a baby who's, not always. There's colicky babies, and I was peaceful in my baby. Well, we could probably go down a rabbit hole on that one. But I would try to create a non-anxious Christmas. Let's try that. We're going to create a non-anxious Christmas. One where you take care of your body. You're going to have movement. You're going to sleep when you can, which I know is a disaster with a 4-month-old. You're going to eat, and you're going to enjoy meals, but you're not going to go down like we'll do it to your body what I did to mine this past week on a trip to Texas. I ate myself blind. And you're going to take care of your body. You're going to make sure you stay connected with your husband. You're going to have boundaries. You're going to do the next right thing. And if you wake up that morning and your baby's in a great mood, and you think, I think we can pull this off, take your baby. Just show up. They'll be so surprised. And if you wake up that morning and you're like, not happening, don't go. Just don't go. Just don't go. And if you feel sad, feel sad. Feel sad. It's okay to feel sad. And then look for beauty. Look for things that make you laugh. Talk through a plan with your husband about here's what I need you to do when I start getting sad. My guess is if you choose to build a non-anxious Christmas, you can figure out the path that way, the path to a non-anxious Christmas. And that is going to create for great Christmas memories and a really, really happy baby.